Hey everyone, it's Jamie here, and I'm joined by Dan Ferguson from our Bradley Stoke site, who's going to catch us up with some exciting stuff that he's doing over the next few months. So thanks for joining us, Dan.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Now you've been in the church for a while. I think pretty much since you were born. Is that right?
Yeah, since that's like 19 years now. Yeah.
Fantastic, that's amazing. And tell us what you're going to be doing then over the next year or so.
Yeah. So I am doing a year of missions with YWAM. So that's a youth with a mission, who an organisation that encourages young people to do mission work. And so I'm going to be going to Greece and the Middle East as part of that.
Amazing. So tell us a little bit more about what that year involves. Like, what are you going to be doing when you get there?
Yeah. So when I arrive in Greece, so this will be mid-August, I'm going to be doing training with a group of about 10 people, and we're going to be training for reaching Muslims, especially, um, and we'll be working with refugees in Greece. And we'll do training and working with refugees in Greece for about 6 months, and then another 6 months we'll be doing outreach somewhere in the Middle East, maybe doing a children's ministry or uh, helping work for a church plant, that kind of thing.
Wow, that sounds incredibly exciting. It sounds incredibly challenging, actually. It's something that I'm guessing will probably push you out of your comfort zone a little bit. It's been amazing, actually, over the last few years, kind of seeing your love for God grow personally and your heart for kind of sharing the gospel with friends and with other people. What's really driven you to this of everything you could do with your life now? Like, what's inspired you to get stuck into mission and kind of reaching other cultures and stuff?
Yeah, so I've always been really interested in mission and other cultures, but one of the biggest things for me was a question I've kind of always asked God and always had on my heart is, what about the people who don't have anyone to tell them about Jesus? How is that fair? How does God love them if they don't get to know about Jesus? And I felt like God's answer to me has been, well, I'm sending you to tell them about Jesus. That's your job, that you have the privilege to do for me. And so, yeah, what I really want to do is work with unreached people groups, uh, especially Muslims as the biggest one. Um, uh, yeah, and hopefully I want to do that long term, even after this year.
Amazing. That's so great. And I think YWAM in particular, like I was saying with you just before this, like they don't muck around, do they? In terms of the training and the discipleship and the outreach, it's something that really kind of pushes people out of their comfort zone, which is amazing. Like, what are you really hoping to get out of it? Like, what are you hoping to learn and grow in and all of that?
Yeah, so I definitely kind of first and foremost want to grow in my relationship with God and understand more about His heart for the nations, for Muslims. I want to learn more about evangelism, effective evangelism, especially in a Middle Eastern context, and things like church planting and leadership, and all these useful skills for missionary work.
Fantastic. And it sounds like this is probably part of a much bigger kind of vision for your life, doesn't it? Like, it sounds like God's been dealing with you on a lot of things. How does this fit in? What other kind of things do you feel like God might be leading you to in the future?
Yeah, so I think I want to stay. At the moment, my thoughts are that I want to do some kind of long-term work in the Middle East. This YRAM year has opportunity at the end, possibly to stay long-term in the Middle East, or another option might be to come back to the UK and study for a degree in chemical engineering that I might be able to take back to the Middle East and use out there to get a job.
Fantastic. That's so encouraging and provoking. I think we talk a lot in the church about faith-inspired action, and I think this is just an amazing way that actually God has gripped your heart with something, and then you're stepping out and doing something about it, which is brilliant. So quickly before we finish, are there any ways in particular that we can pray for you? I imagine there's probably a lot of things on your list, but is there maybe one or two things that you'd really want people to stand with you in prayer for?
Yeah, I think that that kind of God, I would see God at work in this year. That I would see a difference made in people, in the lives of people who I build up relationships with, and yeah, I think for things like maybe all the little things like language learning, Arabic learning, and fundraising for it. Um, just prayers that that would all go smoothly, and that there would be no complications with COVID.
Yeah, of course.
Supposed to leave.
That's great. That's great. Now, obviously, you'll be kind of keeping in touch with us through the year, and we'd love to really kind of get those updates from you. If people do want to keep in touch with you and follow what you're doing a bit more closely, or you mentioned fundraising as well, like if people wanted to give financially to what you're doing, what's the best way for people to do that?
Yeah, so I'm hoping to write the first installment of a newsletter over the next 2 weeks, and hopefully we can get that sent out on the church Facebook site or on the church newsletter, so that people can have a link to follow to that, and then also including details of how to fundraise. So hopefully you should be seeing that sometime soon.
Brilliant. So we'll make sure we get that sent out to everyone. Dan, thank you so much. This has just been a really inspiring chat. Thank you for for just sharing that with us, and we're really looking forward to having you back at some point and hearing about what God's been doing, and hopefully inspiring us here in Reaching Bristol as well. So thanks for coming.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about it.
Pleasure.